Hi, I'm Coach Jess Cook. I am one of the varsity girls basketball assistant coaches. We just entered district play last night and we won by over 30 points, so it was a really good start for us. Tonight we play William Chrisman, who's going to be a much bigger challenge for us. We've compared them to pit bulls on the floor. They're very aggressive. They're very tough. So we're going to have to step up to the plate with that. I think our girls are ready, though. A lot has led up to this point, and it's a time of the season when if you lose, you go home. Your season's over. So I think the girls are very motivated to get past this William Chrisman team. So I'm going to open up the floor for questions if you guys have any.
What does a big win like this do to the player morale during districts?
So it's a good confidence booster. Some of our starters didn't play as much. A lot of the girls who were deeper down the bench, they got a lot more time. So as far as that's concerned, it was good for the whole team, every single player wise. I mean, they get to come in and some of the JV girls who never really get to see time, they get to come in and play in a varsity district game. And so that's a really cool deal, and that's a good experience for them. And I think for the varsity players, it was an opportunity for them to do things consistently, be tough, get the rebounds that they should be getting, running our offense the way it should be ran, and just taking care of the basketball because tonight it's something that we're going to have to do. And I think they did a pretty good job of staying disciplined and getting their confidence up a little bit.
All right, so coming off a big win, do you think the girls can keep up the momentum?
I do. We've got seniors on our team who are very competitive, and they don't want their season to be over. And so we've played tough against some really good teams this year. I think I said this last time, there have been 9 games this season we've lost by under 5 points. 9 games. That's a completely different season if we scored 2 buckets in one game. So I think they realize that. I think they know that we are right there. We can play with any team when we show up. When everybody shows up, we can play with any team. So they're motivated to keep this season going. And I think they're going to do it.
How has the vibe at practice been different leading up to these high-stake games?
So when you get towards the end of the season, especially towards the end of the regular season, you kind of start realizing, as a player at least, I know, they start realizing this could be the last practice, or this could be the last whatever. This could be the last time we watch film. So I think that has been kind of an emotional thing for them. Something else that is motivating them. Hey, we're going to have another practice. This isn't our last one. We're going to keep going. And so that's kind of been the vibe the last couple practices. This isn't our last. We're going to keep this going. So it's been competitive. It's been good. We're ready to go. So it's a good group of girls, and they're very motivated.
Is there anything that you plan to do to push back William Chrisman and make it so that you can shoot more points and get ahead physically?
I think our girls are tough enough. They are tough enough to compete with this team. They need to realize it. I think the last couple games, Kearney was a pretty physical team, but Fort Osage, we didn't have to be as physical. And so I think the first couple minutes is really going to dictate for them, okay, this is how the game's going to go. And we are preparing them. Hey, listen, it's going to be physical. It's going to be a dogfight. So you got to be out there. You got to be ready. I really do think they're ready for it. And if we run our stuff, if we play basketball, how we know that we can play basketball, we're going to be just fine. On the defensive end is where we're going to need to get stops. because this team can score too. They're not just aggressive defensively. They're really athletic on the offensive end too. So we're going to have to play a complete game, and they're prepared for that.
How do you prepare for back-to-back games?
We actually changed our schedule up a bit, our practice schedule up a bit, to prepare for the back-to-back games. It's very tough because you don't get to do your scouting practice the day before the game. You have to kind of layer up your scouting practices day after day before those 2 games. So we changed our day off from Saturday to earlier in the week, and then we had our Saturday-Sunday practice to prepare for Monday, Tuesday. So I think it was kind of a good switch to get the girls focused and get them ready for the 2 games. And I think it was a positive thing for them.
Do you think that factors like the student section and overall sense of school spirit help boost morale on the court?
Oh yeah. It is a complete different game. It is a complete different game when there's a lot of students, when there's that electricity. If you go back to the Liberty game and you see just the electricity coming from the crowd and the amount of people there, it definitely changes how the girls approach the game. And it shouldn't, but it naturally happens. And I can speak from a player's perspective too. It naturally happens. And so if we can get as many people out there to support them as possible, just make some noise and yell and scream, it'll really help our momentum and help kind of deter the other team. So thank you guys for coming out, and I'll see you next time.